Mario is an important figure in the game industry and has captivated audiences globally for decades. From his original Nintendo Entertainment System days to his current life on Nintendo's latest system, the Nintendo Switch, he's been a part of many stellar experiences for fans to play. However, with every high comes a fall from grace. Several Mario-themed games that were released over the years have slightly failed to capture the magic and excitement fans had for his title, from the horrible content distribution for his sports outings to the bland and repetitive new Super Mario Bros. Titles. Many feared Mario's 3D and racing endeavors were the only things going for him. Fortunately, after the success of Illumination and Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Movie in April, it appears Nintendo's back in business. While Super Mario Bros. Wonder has some missteps, it delivers a refreshing and stimulating take on Mario's 2D outings, making it a must-buy for everyone this holiday season. Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a 2D side-scrolling platform game developed and published by Nintendo. In it, players can control several cast members from Mario to obscure favorites like Nabbit. The story involves Mario and his friends visiting the Flower Kingdom and helping Prince Florian save his homeland from Bowser and his associates. You'll navigate multiple worlds, collecting Wonder and Royal Seeds as you progress. Many old and new enemies, abilities, and mechanics await you, resulting in a fun-filled adventure for all. Unfortunately, Super Mario Bros. Wonder's plot isn't anything to write home about. It's a shallow narrative that's identical to Mario's other forays in the 2D and 3D space. While saving Princess Peach isn't a prime focus, the story doesn't break any new ground. By and large, it's a simplistic hero's journey tale. It's best to go into this one expecting nothing on the level of The Last of Us, Marvel's Spider-Man, God of War, etc. While the story isn't all that exciting, the gameplay is where this game truly shines. In this game, you'll traverse various worlds, all connected under a central hub world called Petal Isles. Each world is themed after your standard desert and grassy map found in multiple titles. The levels feature your standard point A to B gameplay loop, where you'll use your power-ups and rely on your navigational skills to traverse and complete levels. These levels have 2 Wonder Flowers for you to collect. You're guaranteed to obtain one by each level's end, while the other can be found during the middle portion of each level. Although the gameplay feels roughly similar to the new Super Mario Bros. Series, Super Mario Bros. Wonder's Wonder Effect adds depth to these gameplay portions, making them feel riveting to soar through. From escaping singing piranha plants to soaring through space while avoiding large pink hippos, this effect opens the door for many unpredictable outcomes, heightening the game's replay value immensely despite lacking sufficient content post-game. However, the game includes more interesting level challenges for you to play. In addition to your typical side-scrolling levels, the game includes some interesting short and bonus-themed levels. While some bonus levels like Search Party were annoying to play, the others were a blast to blitz through. From the exhilarating KO Arena, where you defeat enemies with the game's power-ups, to the Koopa the Quick Like Wiggler race, many will appreciate the varied challenges present in the game. Levels aside, the new badge system, power-ups, and Wonder Effect forms were delightful. The badge system, despite having flaws, was a fine addition to the game. It adds new ways of traversing the game's levels and gives players alternative methods to tackling its bosses. From the web-slinging like the Grapple Vine badge to the useful Safety Bounce badge, which allows you to bounce back off pitfalls, lava pits, etc. After one fall, you'll love experimenting with these. Unfortunately, the badges make the game feel slightly easier. Furthermore, some badges are completely useless and too similar to each other. Nevertheless, they open the door for experimentation, allowing players to foster new gameplay experiences different from others. The power-ups and Wonder Effect forms carry similar baggage. While playing as an elephant has its merits, some power-ups like the Bubble Flower were somewhat boring to use and will make you wish for power-ups from previous games returned here, like the Ice Flower. As for Wonder Effect forms, they fall into the same category as the badges, with some feeling alike and lacking creativity. Many of the game's bosses are lackluster. While making Bowser Jr. shrivel in defeat is always a pleasure, it would have been interesting to see some returning or new faces enter the mix. Although the developers tried to make each encounter with Jr. different via the game's Wonder Effect mechanic, it would have been interesting to see a new boss enter the mix. Considering the game introduces a plethora of mundane enemies, you'd think the bosses would follow suit with that trend. 2. The multiplayer, both local and online, is enjoyable for the most part. I've yet to run into any technical hiccups when playing the title with friends or strangers. However, as with most 2D platformer entries, the game's best enjoyed with players you've grown to know over the years than someone you'll likely never encounter in person. Besides being a bit chaotic to play with others, you'll likely have a swell time playing this game with friends or family at home or via the internet. Graphically, Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a spectacle to behold and a nice change of pace. While the new Super Mario Bros. Series looked captivating at first, the magic it held reached a swift end after several releases. Thankfully, Super Mario Bros. Wonder gives Mario, his friends, and his enemies a fresh coat of paint, making everything from the foreground to its background pop more. Even the small character animations given to our casts when they achieve victory or get hurt are amusing to sit through. I'd often take damage on purpose just to see what goofy animations the developers gave to Mario and their friends. As mentioned earlier, this game would have benefited from more diverse world designs instead of leaning on the typical Mario-themed attractions like your sky worlds to your oceanic ones. Imagine if there were worlds themed around large cityscapes or food like in Super Mario Odyssey. It would have helped Super Mario Wonder live up to its Wonder moniker more. Regardless, this game was a visual treat for the eyes. The game's soundtrack was another point of contention. With Charles Martinet, the former voice of Mario, out of the picture, many feared the new cast wouldn't live up to expectations. Well, you can put those fears to rest because everyone sounds wonderful in this game. From Kevin Afghani's Mario to Giselle Fernandez's Daisy, I never once had issues with our beloved characters' voices. Even the Talking Flowers, voiced by Mick Wingert, were enjoyable to my ears and made me laugh a few times. In addition to having phenomenal music and melodies that matched each level's theme and situation, the soundtrack was top-notch throughout. Super Mario Bros. Wonder isn't a masterpiece by any means. Like other Mario games, it has its faults that shouldn't be ignored by anyone. Yet, after playing through the title and experiencing many of its offerings, it wouldn't be far-fetched for someone to call this their favorite Mario game of all time. It contains a strong level of polish and creativity that's been missing from his 2D quests for a long time. If you're on the fence about buying this game, wonder no more, because it's likely to make you a happy customer,